So Jazz, obviously today I was at SRTIP, Sharjah Research Park. We were mixing and mingling with the local cohorts there, and talking to some of the local Emiratis who are graduates from the local university. I thought there was some good comparisons with Coventry. Where would you say Coventry's digital skills, AI learning, and perhaps even younger than that sort of education is at for the new industry that we have?
Well, I'm in the belief that Coventry University have opened up a new coding centre as such in the middle of the city. But I would say, in terms of digital skills, I think the city is quite far behind most of the cities based in where you are over in the moment in the Middle East. In terms of where the local populace is in terms of digital skills, I think they were very, very far behind. However, Coventry University and I believe the Coventry City Council have put an initiative in to push forward coding and the use of new AI technologies. Whether or not that does pick up with the local populace, I'm uncertain.
Yeah, I mean, what we found is obviously with Tashkent, wasn't it? There was a lot of self-learning going on. In Tashkent, I think the figures were 70,000 university places and 150,000 applications. But what we found, obviously, with our sort of mentoring and training of the local youth there, they do a lot of self-learning, right? They teach themselves off the internet, which I thought was quite good as an initiative. That might be a cultural thing or an education thing, or former CIS type country with the Russian side of things, right?
Yes, I mean, I do believe that. I think there is a lot more self-learning in countries such as obviously Uzbekistan. Not so much here. I don't believe that many of the students or younger students at school do actually look at problem solving and tend to think, how can I solve these problems? Can I self-teach myself? If you look online, there's a lot of courses on UK Google sites where you can actually self-learn many of the languages. However, I don't see people picking up the mantle and driving forward to think that they can self-learn themselves. Like you said, it's probably a cultural thing. There is that element of people want to strive forward in these countries and really make a move forward. I think the UK people have it a lot easier. I think they tend to wait for their being taught as opposed to being self-taught.
I mean, one of the things that has been evident, though, I think there is a lack of ideas, in the UAE and in Tashkent. There's a hunger for ideas, but I think what you and I have found, not only talking to investors, even if you're talking to the end users, if you're talking to potential customers for artificial intelligence, the understanding of applying something new and how to apply it is still lacking, I think, globally. But one of the things I think we as a company have managed to do is at least got that little bit of sort of, traction, obviously in the UK, obviously what we're doing with the police, what we're trying to do with child services, with insurance fraud. That has opened our minds, hasn't it, in terms of the ideas? And I think that may be a leveler across the sort of markets we're working in.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I think taking the ideas of ANPR child services and taking them abroad has certainly opened the eyes up of the local government bodies, as opposed to the UK here. I think there's a lot of legacy systems that the people rely on. I think there's a lot of manpower that people rely on, a lot of retention of jobs that they try to keep of. I don't think they're willing in the UK to change at such a fast rate. Whereas, you have this issue in the UK with a lot of privacy of data. Whereas when you go over to places like the Middle East, data you can obtain readily if you talk to the right people.
Yeah, I mean, you're being a bit harsh on the local market there. I think that maybe rightly so. I mean, it's not been easy to obviously get traction with what we're doing. We could have been a bit earlier. That could be a potential issue. But you're definitely right. I think it's no way now. It's not a one-way street anymore. It used to be, obviously, things used to come from the West. You'd implement them abroad. But now, obviously, with the way China is pushing back from that part of the world, Obviously, you know more than anyone in terms of procurement that you do in terms of technology, hardware technology. A lot of it will come from the Far East. I think there's a two-way street here, and I think getting that balance is where we're at the moment.
Yes, I think finding the balance is difficult. I think finding the balance in the UK will be difficult. The balance abroad, yes, much of the items that we do procure obviously do come from the Far East. There's definitely a pushback from China. I mean, when you look at some of the look globally, I mean, who's the biggest manufacturer of cameras? Hikvision. You know, Hikvision are practically everywhere in the UK. Yeah. Be it price, quality, the cameras are functional, they work. Yeah. So you can see where the market has pushed from and where you can actually buy these items through globalization, buy them at a cheaper rate. But it's again, where do you find the balance? How do you implement this? How do we go forward within the UK to open the UK market up to what we are opening up in the Middle East?
Well, I mean, to sort of round it off, it's been good to sort of to start with these sort of preliminary discussions or preliminary points. The next phase is obviously as part of our journey, as Baikau's journey. You know, we're doing the whole sort of Sharjah and Coventry tie-up with a particular project, and obviously now I'm out here. We're closing off obviously the opportunity we have here. That'll get us started, and then the good thing is your viewpoint will be out here. And likewise, obviously, the people that we're having to employ here, because the investments come from here. You know, we did try in the UK, so there'll be investment from here. And so the people that are investing here, they'll come to the UK. And then what we'll be able to do is exchange ideas, won't we, between the two groups, and see if there's a complementary way that we can actually, you know, go into the fourth industrial revolution. That's what I think will happen over the next 6 to 12 months. Yeah,
I mean, that's correct. I mean, if there is a collaboration between SRTPI, and then we bring that back into the UK. Obviously, you've been talking to the Birmingham University branch of Birmingham University based in Dubai. There is that cross-culturalism that we can actually take across back to Birmingham University and say, right, we're already working here. Let's implement the same process back in Birmingham University or possibly around the surrounding areas.
All right, let's see. We'll chat again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you in Dubai.